handsome. Oh, yes, that word, more abhorrent than any known to goblin kind. And Flint Tip Bearscat was the most handsome goblin to ever live. Son of a hideous harem helper and noxious night nurse, a grandson of a flatulent floor farmer, nephew to a grotesque grocer, brother to a balding bubonic blacksmith. Where did these gorgeous genes come from? His symmetrical splotches, chiseled chin, aquiline nose, silk black hair, shredded core, toned muscular physique, and golden eyes that sparkled like the sun. Would the pain never stop? Doomed to a life of ridicule, he eventually succumbed to goblin goading and female failures and could bear the shame no more. He left his vile little village to trek out into Taldore. And Flint became a rogue, hid his hideously handsome head under a cloak. He fought foes and took only the most questionable quests, became a giant slayer, anything that might end his miserable existence. Until one day, he could bear it no more. Weary of wandering, he came to a pub in a busy town by the road. The people were kind, and the air smelled of sweet meat pie. The warmth of the tavern fire eased his woes, and in its comfort, he removed his cloak. Is that a goblin? Oh, it can't be. Well, I'll be. He's the most gorgeous creature I've ever seen. Flint sunk into his chair, and then something strange happened. 3 beautiful women, a tiefling, an elf, and a human approached his corner table. "Hello there," said the human. "My name is Arya, and these are my friends, Lula and Vi. May we buy you a pint, traveler? I know we're certainly thirsty. Are you?" Well, Flint sat up in his chair, smiled for the first time he could remember, and said, "Why, yes, ladies. I think I might just be." The end. Your turn!
Come gather round, people, wherever you roam. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming to my open mic night. I just want to tell you about, very quickly about my friend. A very beautiful friend of mine recently came to him on, and he's got such a fucking cool story. I just had to fucking share it with you guys. He was so beautiful. He's still alive. Such a beautiful guy, you know. Who among us isn't the most beautiful from our small town? And he carried around with him a profound sadness about this beauty, and it may have had something to do with the fact that his nipples were so sharp that they could cut through diamonds. Yeah, so actually he was a diamond cutter before he wanted to come to the big city and really make it. So he traveled all over Taldore, but all the while cutting diamonds and feeling with his nipples and feeling this deep, profound sadness. Like, it was so bad that he was literally sweating sadness. And as we all do, he made it to the big city, and you know, he just couldn't hack it. So he ended up in a tavern like this. Just like we are on this open mic night, just trying to make it with our talents. And you know, he found that there were no answers for him here. So he sat in this tavern, or one like it, and he just drank himself to near death. And while he was sitting there pondering his beauty and his inevitable sadness, because sometimes beauty makes you sad, these 3 women sort of slipped up behind him, and they were just bubbling with enthusiasm. And one of them was a human woman named Arya, and the second was a tiefling woman named Ella, and the third one was an elf, and her name was Forgotten. That was actually her name. I didn't forget it. It was Forgotten. They said to him, Mr. Flint Tip Chisel Nips, we were wondering, how do you get your nipples so chiseled and sharp? And you know, he realized something in that moment. He said, you know what, maybe I can change a life here. And he told them. He told them his secret. I wasn't there, so I didn't hear it. But that taught him something about what he could do with his nipples, his God-given talent. And ever since then, he has been traveling all over the city, just showing off his nips and spreading some joy. So the times, they are changing. Thank you so much. You can subscribe to my Patreon account or just leave a tip in the tip jar.